It's good time. It's good time. It's good time. It's time for guitar. I'm gonna go post the link over on the website. Link to join. Hit there. Delete. Control V. Shift. Highlight. Link. Enter. Edit. Settings. Open a new window. Update and update. You should go to denverguitarorchestra.com. That's where I post these links. That's where all the sheet music is. That's where all the tabs are and all that stuff. So go there. You didn't click on this video not knowing that, probably. All right. What's today? Thursday? Today's Thursday, so I can close that thing, and we're ready to play. I look like a maniac today. I was supposed to get a haircut today. Didn't happen. I was supposed to shave today. Didn't happen. Supposed to take a shower. That happened. Supposed to wear a fancier shirt for broadcasting. Didn't happen. Supposed to have my good guitar. I do. Supposed to be in tune. Let's find out how we did. I find these shoulder times a year where it's hot one day and freezing the next and all that. Hard to keep instrument in tune. I also don't spend a lot of time worrying about it. Close enough. Ready for more? We love your plate. Well, hopefully you're playing and staring at your music and doing all that and paying almost no attention to me whatsoever. That's hopefully what's going on there. I don't know how to take that, Vic. You certainly you tune in because I'm so dashing. I have in 2 years ago we went to Scotland. And so I want to tell you my fat story. This is why I'm so fat now. I'm not that fat. So believe me, some people really struggle with that, but I struggle. I have as in college I was super skinny, and then as I have gone through life, I have gotten progressively more round. And a bunch of years ago, 5 years ago, something like that, we went to Berlin. Went a month in Germany. We were going to do. It was almost a month, and so I worked out and we were going to do a ton of walking and I was really in great shape. We go to Germany. Everything's going great. I'm feeling good. Really the best shape I've been in my life probably. We're walking up some stairs in, they called it Alexanderplatz. It's a old part of the old East Germany. And they've got it all fancy now. When many years ago, we went there right after the wall came down and it was super scary and weird and very communist-y over there. And then we wanted to go back and see the new Alexanderplatz, and it looks like a shopping mall now. But we're coming up out of the subway and I'm walking up the stairs and my knee goes pop, and it was one of these pains like you'll remember it the rest of your life kind of pain. And the entire rest of the trip I'm hobbling around like some sort of sad little guy. So I knew, and I've never actually got my knees done. They need to be done. They're in pretty bad shape. Anyway, so 2 years ago we thought we're going to go to Scotland. I'm like, I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to get in really good shape. I'm going to make sure I'm just really nailing this Scotland trip. It's going to be awesome. So we go to Scotland, and what I remember was my plan was I want to get to 159.9 pounds before we leave it. I never could quite get there. I got to 161 point something. So I know for sure I weighed 161 when we went to Scotland, and that's it was pretty. I wasn't I was definitely in the zone. Like I was in pretty good shape. And since then, I have just been adding on a pound every month, and I'm now significantly over where we were there. And so what I need to do is take this losing weight business seriously. And so I noticed like doing these broadcasts, I'm like, oh God, not only does the camera add 10 pounds, but I've added 15. So I'm going to start working on that. But I look ridiculous today, particularly so. So anyway, you're not joining me because of my beauty. You're joining me because hopefully I'm making you a better guitar player. That's what I'm hoping anyway. Evelyn, good to see you again. Pauline, yesterday you mentioned Alana Del Rey and her song Summertime Sadness. Yeah, it isn't anything close to Gershwin's. It's popular a few years ago and deals with suicide. That's not the song. This is a different one. This one, let me that's a different song. Lana Del Rey. It's not Summertime Sadness. It's called something else. What the heck was it called? Doing Time. Let me make sure that's right. Let me make sure it's right. I want to hit. Can I play this at the same time of being live? Ah. It's called Doing Time. Different song. let me see if I can give you a link to it. I don't know if I'm allowed to do that. This is it. It's called Doing Time, and it's from an older 1970s band, I think. So here is. That's the link right there. It's called Doing Time. Yeah. Sorry, Pauline. I didn't mean to send you to go see the wrong video. Yeah, she has one called Summertime. That looks like a pure joyride, doesn't it? Yeah, we don't want that. Let's not. She's, I think, in her the best condition. She's kind of a sad sounding voice, and yeah. So go listen to Doing Time. It starts off with Summertime, and then it turns kind of into a little bit of a rappy type feeling to it. Da 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 da. Lots of words type song, and I thought it was pretty. All right. What time is it? It's 3:06. Let's play some guitar. Yeah. Pauline goes check out this Lana Del Rey song. And it's like, that's about suicide. It has nothing to do with summertime. It's terrible. Oh, she walks away all sad. I didn't mean to make you sad, Pauline. And I'm not really selling Lana Del Rey albums either, but she does seem like a lovely young lady. Let's see. Guitar. I don't know anything about her. I don't know anything. I know she sings. I know she has a nice voice. Let's go from Summertime then. Let's start at level 4. We'll just back it down until we find our place until you find your place in your repertoire. All right. Summertime. George Gershwin, one of the great composers of all time. Not necessarily easy song to play. Let's go through it. Chords, again, as we've talked about before, you got your A minor. Summertime. And then you've got to do this E augmented. Okay. It's index, middle, ring, pinky. That's just a weird sound that we add in. And then you're going to lift up your middle finger. It turns into a C chord. And the living is A minor. Is and then you go to a D minor. And to go to the A augmented is not that much. You just slide this back. So catfish are jumping. And you got your D minor 7, the little bar here. Cotton is, and then go up to your E chord. High. To do the F, slide it forward, just hit the 4 strings. And then go back. Okay. Or really just hit 4 on both of them. If you hit 5, you get. It sounds a little too happy, I think, if you maybe not hit that first string. And then you go to E7. Your daddy's rich. Where's my foot pedal? Let's get that going. And your mama's good looking. And then a D chord. So hush, little baby, Don't you cry. One of these mornings. Come on, Gary. Gonna rise up singing, and you'll spread your wings, and you'll take to the sky. But till morning comes, there ain't nothing can harm you. If I hold my guitar properly, it'll help. You with Daddy and Mommy standing by your side. Repeat, play the whole thing again. I think I kind of like it because you don't have to be a good singer to pull it off. Yeah, not a particularly complex melody overall, but when you combine it in with those deep, weirdo, augmented chords, you get a really fascinating piece of music. And you're not going to just run into that kind of a song anymore in pop music. Probably they just don't do that these days. And this would probably not have been a pop song back in the day either. It's a Broadway tune, right? And so those tend to be pretty complex. We've done enough Broadway work on ukulele to know that those usually you're dealing with some pretty complex pieces of music there. Because you got great musicians doing that work. Let's play the melody. 1, 2, 3. 2, 3, 4, 1. 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. 4, 1. 4, 1, 2, 3. 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. 4, 1. 4, 1, 2. 4, 1. 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. 4, 1. 4, 1, 2, 3. 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. Go back and repeat. Again, melody's not terribly complex. There does, when those 5s and 8s jump in there, I blew it the second time for sure. Okay. Just got to be ready for them again. And when mommy with daddy and mammy, right? And you may even want to slide those since they're all on the first string, and you can make it sound kind of cool. And just know that 0-3 happens after that every time, and so you might slide it from. You get a nice sound, kind of cool sound out of that. Probably even better on a nylon string guitar when you get that lush boom. On a metal string guitar, it sounds a tiny bit harsh, but on a nylon string guitar, it probably sounds absolutely gorgeous. All right, that's the melody. Let's go work our way through the tough uke. We'll just do it one time through, but we'll play the repeat. So remember, when you come all the way down to 32, you repeat all the way back to the top. And then the second time through, skip 31 and 32 and play 33. And I would say if you are at the tough uke level and you're thinking, yep, this is the way I want to play for the rest of my life, know that this shape here is really going to be everything, okay, with the whole song, because you've got that C coming in after this. And it's very challenging for me because my pinky doesn't really like playing guitar anymore. Getting my pinky here, my ring finger here, and then these guys stacked in here on top. I have a guitar that's pretty well set up for me in terms of the amount of width I have on the neck and the size of the guitar and all of this stuff. Everything's set up really nicely for me, but it's still super hard to do. And so just know if you're fighting it a little bit, it makes sense to me because I sure am fighting it. Sometimes I'm hitting it pretty solidly. Other times it's just like, nope, not happening today. Nobody's paying to listen to you yet, probably, right? A couple of you. We got a couple of pros that hang out up here. But for the most part, we're not quite there yet. So just know if you're fighting it, you probably should be fighting it. It's hard. Okay, from the top, 1, 2, 3. Hit the wrong button. Sorry. Page 2. Go. Back to the top. on, Pinky. Not sure. I had moments where I was doing pretty well, moments where I'm fighting it a little bit. One moment where my pinky just simply wasn't going to do it. So what are you going to do, right? It's a nice arrangement. I really think that if you like that song, spending some just quality time with that really is going to turn into something beautiful. And also probably unlikely to see somebody playing something that complex outside of YouTube. You know, when you see something like that, just fraught with peril. And so when you will find a lot of times professional musicians won't play something that complicated because, boy, your chances of blowing it are pretty high. Classical players would play that, and they're not afraid of that. But in terms of just regular dudes out there playing music like that, not all that common. All right, let's see. Let's go into book 3. We are playing Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star. Let's play it twice through. Okay, let's play first time through, play it with your chords. Second time through, play it with your melody. And let's see how we sound both ways. Okay. Nancy says beautiful. Hey, Paley, good to see you. Arlo, you're doing good with this fun song. Another version that is really good is going to be Janis Joplin. Yeah, Janis Joplin, right? Yeah, she's beautiful. It's a beautiful voice. That was a tragic story, but honestly, that girl can really play. Not play necessarily. She's pretty good. She's an okay musician, but singer, man, oh man, she really brought the house down with her interpretations of stuff. So good to see you, Arlo. Good to see you, Nancy. Good to see you, Pele. Glad you guys are here. All right. Vous, Dirai-Je, Maman. First time through, play the chords. Second time through, play the melody. Okay, from the top. 1, 2, 3, 4. Twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder what you are. Up above the world so high, like a diamond in the sky. Twinkle, twinkle, little star, now I wonder what you are. To the top. that up. Know that that's a very common thing for guitarists to have to do, what we just did. When you are in a band, you got a singer. They're cooler than you, and you're hanging out in the back being the guitar player. It's very normal. You'll back the singer up with chords, and it'll come time they're done singing. It's time for your solo, and you'll play whatever melody line goes through there. And then, of course, you'll go back through and play more chords while the singer does their next thing. And so it's not a bad way to practice at all. Go through, play the chords through once, and then go through and play the melody line once, just so that you get where you're very comfortable playing with both systems. Whether you ever play with a band or not isn't important. The fact is, you just want to be able to play both ways because you're awesome. And I think over time your hands get where they just know what the next notes are going to be. Like when I'm playing straight melody, I absolutely love having the tablature there. Sometimes my eye is busy scanning the standard notation, which I read at some level. I'm not particularly adept at it, but I'm okay with it on guitar. So I'm, my eyes are sort of going back and forth, just seeing how things are moving in the piece. And then I feel pretty confident, like, oh, well, I'm here, my fingers are going to go here. And I don't often miss a lot of notes when I am playing melody. I've gotten where my hand just kind of has an idea of how music works and usually hits it pretty solid. So I would say definitely every time you play a song, go through, play the melody a couple of times, make sure that that's going well for you. And for those of you that are newer, that is what's going on. Right. Last night I started 4 new people on a Zoom lesson, brand new out of the box players, and they are working on their Frère, Jacques. Right? Well, there's nothing in that lesson that isn't happening here, right? A little extra strings in there, but the same exact process goes on. So really from day one with Frère Jacques to many, many days later with Twinkle Twinkle Little Star, even though the song is we think of it as a kid's song, there's just plenty and plenty of beautiful music inside of there, one note at a time. And as a reminder, guitar players forget about this. Most instruments only play one note at a time. We have ability to play a whole bunch of notes at a time, but being able to play one note at a time, our entire civilization is built off of this notion of orchestra. And in an orchestra, the piano and the harp, I think are the only two that can do legitimate chord melody. Violin can get 2 notes at a time. The string sections, but for the most part, all of those instruments are one note at a time, and people make an entire career out of it. So don't think that's not important. Playing the melody line, super important. Okay, let's go on to tough acts, and then we're going to play some arpeggios on this one. It's kind of fun. Let's play the tough acts first, though. Grab your G chords. 1, 2, 3, 4. Ring finger. C chord, G chord, ring finger on 2, D7, G chord open, D7, G chord 4 strings. Add your ring finger on 2, D7, G chord open, D7, G chord on 2, D7, G chord open, D7. Whoops, sorry. G chord, ring on 2, C chord, G chord, ring on 3. D7, open G chord, D7. Let's play it one more time. If you were all thumb that time, try plucking with your claw. 1, 2, 3, 4. quite a bit harder, right? When you're attacking things with your claw, the level of complexity goes up. Also gives you completely different texture to the tune, which sometimes we want, sometimes we don't. Sometimes the other way sounds way better, and you would never do it that way. But again, toolbox skills, right? I want you to be able to do both, and then when you approach any particular song, you've got both of those in your back pocket. Pull whichever, try them both, figure out which one works the best, and put them together. If it's me and I'm coming in, I'm like, I don't know if I like that texture that much. I like this. I'm going to probably put in a little bit of arpeggio playing at the end of measure 2 to lead into my D7. Put in a little bit of arpeggio picking at the end of 4 to lead up into measure 5. So that's where you get into real finger style play when you are going, when you're busy being a tough uke player, playing chords, playing melody, getting all that stuff in place, making sure it sounds really pretty. Then when you get to a long note, a half note or a whole note, where there's nothing going on in the melody line, that you just hold that chord and toss in a few little extra arpeggio notes, and all of a sudden, you really have a piece of music that people are like, wow, you can really play. Let's focus in just for a bit on arpeggio playing. Look at the arpeggio line here. What we're doing is hitting 8 strings in every measure, and we're hitting them in a very consistent pattern. You can see that pattern really clearly in this arpeggio. It's thumb, index, middle, ring, thumb, index, middle, ring. Measure 2, we just change what strings you're on. Thumb, index, middle, ring, thumb, index, middle, ring, thumb, index, middle, ring, thumb. So you just need to hold the correct chord, thumb, index, middle, ring, and then it'll happen, and everything else will happen beautifully, because you're going to go find, somebody beautiful to be on the microphone, and they'll sing, and you just play this. Okay, let's do those arpeggios. Start with your G chord. 1, 2, 3, 4. No, I didn't start it right. I was so busy adjusting my chord. 1, 2, 3, 4. Twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder what you are. Up above the world so high, like a diamond in the sky. Twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder what you are. Let's go do it again. I did a pretty horrible job of it. Let's try it again. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Holding your G chord. 1, 2, 3, 4. Twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder what you are. Up above the world so high, like a diamond in the sky. Twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder what you are. You sound real fancy when you do that, right? What I noticed the first time that I went through, I was busy looking all over everywhere on my sheet music. Second time through, I just stared at the chords all the way through, and then tried to keep my finger picking steady. Everything worked out. Once I got my drum beat cleaned up, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Then it's easy to sing over the top of a very consistent pattern like that. And you can make it fancier using different strings and stuff, but you don't necessarily have to. And I mentioned earlier today, Taylor Swift was on the news this morning for having gone back to her roots at the Country Music Awards, and she's there singing a lovely tune and playing her guitar. She's a competent guitarist. She's probably, she's pretty good, but she was really basic chords. there's that. To up her game, she probably could have tossed in this, gotten a much different feeling out of the song. Maybe she likes it, maybe she don't. But fascinatingly, girl made him probably $1 million last night, right? Basic chords, simple strum. It worked for her. And you can do that if you're a singer. If you're not that great of a singer, arpeggio patterns is a good way to cover that up. Okay? All right. Tomorrow is our last day of Wheels on the Bus. Don't celebrate too much yet. You got to get through tomorrow. Go to book 2, Wheels on the Bus. I hate it too, okay? I hate it too, but we got to do it. So we're going to do our F chord, okay? Bar. Well, really think of it as an E chord. It's just an E chord, but you move it up and put the bar on. Okay? If you sound like this in the beginning, that's the way we all sounded in the beginning. That's the way you're supposed to sound in the beginning. That is your correct way of playing F chord. As your hand gets stronger, it'll come in. Okay, but in the meantime, get used to sounding kind of crummy. This is the one I used to get. All right, get the bottom 2, and you work. All right, I'm eventually going to get 3 strings. And I'll get 4, and then I want to do them all. Second string is buzzing, right? When you have a buzz on there, usually what's happening is your knuckle is sitting on there weird, right? And the older you get, the bigger your knuckles get. And so you want to either move it up a little bit, move it down a little bit. A lot of times rolling it forward is helpful. Sometimes rolling it backward. I see lots of old guys, really, like I've been playing my whole life, guys, that'll really like do quite a thing like this to get their bars on. So be experimental with your bar, ups and downs, rolls back and forth, even sometimes all the way on the side with a bit of a curve. Lots of different ways to try to get your bar. And so when it sounds terrible, it's probably just not squeezing hard enough, probably. But it's also possible your bar is getting weird because of your knuckle. And so try it in different places. A lot of times I'll be playing, I'll have some buzz coming out, just slide it up just a smidge, solves the problem, or down a smidge, solves the problem. You never know. All right, we're going to play through Wheels on the Bus. One this way, F chord, C chord, F chord. We'll do that 4 times. Then we're going to play 4 times with F chord, up on 8, C chord, F chord. Okay, so this way is how acoustic guitar players play it. Okay, and this is how electric guitars play it. Okay, let's not do 4 each time, we'll die. Let's do 3 times each. So we'll do 3 in the first position. It's really second. Yeah, it's first position. And then we'll do 3, first position to 8th position. And you already heard it. I don't remember which one of you guys was saying, how do you get rid of the squeaks? You don't. You love them. Okay? You don't get rid of them. Just let them be. When you get to be a real high-level guitarist, when you're Arlo, you can choose whether you put those in or not. But when you are us chickens rolling around here in the hen, in the coop. When you're us chickens down here in the coop, just make that noise. All right. Open position first. 1, 2, 3, 4. The wheels on the bus go round and round. C chord, round and round. F chord, round and round. Wheels on the bus go round and round. C chord all through the town. The wipers on the bus go swish, swish, swish. Swish, swish, swish. Swish, swish, swish. The wipers on the bus go swish, swish, swish. All around the town. The barn on the bus goes beep, beep, beep. Beep, goes beep, 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 all around the town. Okay, change your system. No. The baby on the bus goes well, 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 well. Baby on the bus goes well, 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 all around the town. The mommy on the bus says shoosh, 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 shoosh. The mommy on the bus says shoosh, 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 all around the town. The money on the bus goes clink, 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 clink. The money on the bus goes clink, 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 all around the, get it on perfect, get it nice and straight, town. So dumb. The song is dumb. The necessity for you to be able to do both of those things is pretty high. Okay, so you're gonna have to play F chords, just like you have to play E chords. There will come a point when you're so sick of this G chord that it makes sense to do this G chord. And if you can do this F chord and this G chord, there's no reason not to do this A chord, because now you can play flamenco, a modified, very not cool version of flamenco. Okay. Snap it down, repeat. That's how you play flamenco. That's how I play flamenco. That's enough of that. So again, F chord is no fun. The way to do it is find some goofy way to work on it, and then and the reason it's not fun is that your hand needs to have a massive amount of strength in order to do it, and it's probably a 2-year process for most people just to get where it is not horrible every time. When you see it come up, you're just like, I have to get a different instrument. You know, that's it's a longer term process. Be patient with yourself on the F chord. You do have to do it, but you don't have to do it today, and you don't have to do it tomorrow. Just down the road somewhere, get your F chords in shape. And the best way to do it is just goof around with it. All right, how are we doing on time? Perfect setting, perfect timing. Let's do Brother. Is it Brother John or Frère Jacques? I call it Frère Jacques. Okay, so level 1 players. You have 2 jobs. Well, you have 4 jobs. 1, are you holding your guitar correctly? You notice I've been fighting my guitar all day today. I'm having a terrible time playing. I don't know why I can't talk myself into just holding it normal. Body up against your back of this, up against your bod. Nice, as if you're standing at the microphone, screaming into it, singing about your long lost loves. This guitar should be between here and here. That's where your neck should be. Should not be down here. This makes your life harder. Okay, should be up here. You're standing at the microphone, singing away, strumming away. Just even Taylor Swift had hers up here pretty much like this. Okay, so even if she knows, you ought to know that this is correct. This is how every classical guitar player does it, and that means when you're sitting down practicing, the guitar goes between your legs, and it feels super awkward, but it is what it is. Okay, next thing, tuning. The phrase that pays is patience, 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 patience. The phrase that came into your head was Eddie ate dynamite. Goodbye, Eddie. E-A-D-G-B-E. And then finally, the other 2 things you have to know today are 1, how to pluck out a melody, and 2, how to play the A chord. Okay, so let's do the A chord. Index finger, 4th string, 2nd fret, middle finger, 3rd string, 2nd fret, ring finger, 2nd string, 2nd fret. Okay. Ideally, you're just playing from string 5 down. If you hit the 6th string, it's not the end of the world. Okay. Let's do this. Those of you who are level 1, you're going to be strumming. Those of you who are level 2, you're going to be plucking. And those of you who are level 3, give me a little arpeggio pattern. If you're level 4, pretend you're one of the other levels. 1, 1, 1, 2, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Frère, Jacques, Frère, Jacques, dormez-vous, dormez-vous. Monnez les matines, sonnez les matines, ding, dang, dong, ding, ding, dong again. Are you sleeping? Are you sleeping? Brother John, Brother John. Morning bells are ringing, morning bells are ringing, ding, dong, ding, dong. One more time. Are you sleeping? Are you sleeping? Brother John, Brother John. Morning bells are ringing, morning bells are ringing, ding, dong, ding, dong. Okay. What I did there, 3 different ways of doing your right hand. Nothing changed here, right? This stayed the same the whole entire time. But you get 3 very different feelings out of the song by depending on what you do with your right hand. So if you got a pick in your hand, you're going to get one particular way of playing. If you got a thumb, you're going to get a little softer way. Beautiful, right? If you're using these 4 fingers as a plucking thing, you're going to get this nice staccato feeling to it. If you're using arpeggio patterns, going to sound surprisingly sophisticated, and even on something in a song as simple as this. So 4 different ways, really, multiple ways. I don't know if it's 4, a few different ways to play the same song. All right, now melody. This is the other thing. If you're level 1, this is what you got to be able to do. This is not something that's negotiable. Okay. 2 0 2 2 2 0 2 2 2 3 0 2 3 0, and then the hard part 0 2 0 3 2 2 0 2 0 3 2 2, and then second string, or I'm sorry, it's different on this one. 3rd string, 4th string, 3rd string, 3rd string, 4th string, 3rd string, while you're holding your 2s down. Okay, let's play it through twice. 1 2 3 4. Course, don't let up on this string, or don't let up on whatever you're using over here until the guitar shuts up, and then you can take your hands off there. What I notice, especially in private lessons, people be like, ding dong dong, ding dang dong. Okay, done. What's next? You know, have that attitude. Let that final note give your audience a chance to erupt in thunderous applause, and so you really just hold that last chord until your guitar has shut up. All right, final thing today, and then we'll talk about tomorrow. The tough acts, we don't normally have level 1 players play it, but if you want to play along with me, if you're level 2, level 3, if you're experimenting with tough acts, you got a nice tune here, which is surprisingly difficult. Here we go from the top. 1, 2, 3, 4. wrap it up there. Okay, there's how you would play the tough axe like that. You're making minor modifications with your left hand, and then making sure you only hit the strings you need to make the melody work. Okay, tomorrow we have Friday. Oh, thank God, right? Tomorrow we have Frère Jacques. We'll start it off with Frère Jacques. Second, we'll have Wheels on the Bus. Third, we will have Vous, Dirai-Je, Maman. And fourth, we will have Summertime will be our big Friday wrap up. Okay. And so we'll probably play everything through exactly as written on the paper. So if there's repeats, we'll follow all those repeats and so on. And we'll do everything we can to make it just as beautiful and perfect and beautiful. I always say beautiful and not perfect, close to perfect, as well as you played this week, right? So warm up just a tiny bit before class. Make sure you got everything in order. That you got your sheet music spread all over the kitchen, and everything's going smoothly for you. And then we will end up with some beautiful music tomorrow. Tomorrow will be the last day for Frère Jacques, Frère Jacques, Wheels on the Bus, thank God, and Vous, Dirai-Je, Maman. So we will move on to whatever is next on the list. We are going to hang on to Summertime for one more week. We are not having, remember, we don't have a class tonight because I've got a condo association board meeting, so there's no class tonight. Tomorrow, we'll have the concert. And then I need to mention this now because I'll forget. Tuesday, I got called to jury duty, so I won't be here on Tuesday. So there's no class on next Tuesday. There's no class tonight, Thursday night, and there's no class next Tuesday. And depending on if I get selected for a jury, I'm hoping not, but we always hope not, and we never know, right? I've been pressing my luck. I've been to jury duty a bunch of times, and I've never got picked. Never even got picked to go to be questioned, which is exciting. So it's probably, my number's probably up at this point. I'll probably get a murder trial. I'll be there for 6 weeks. But to play on your own, obviously, when you can't come here, and we'll do that. Let's see. Mention the Arlo, glad you're here. Pele and Nancy, so delighted you were able to join us today. It's always exciting to be joined by famous people. Vic is here. She's very famous. Thanks for being here, Vic. Evelyn's the most famous player in our entire group because she's from Ecuador. Gary seems to be lifelong learning process. Flamenco seems intriguing. See you tomorrow. It's a life. This is not an instrument that you're going to get done tomorrow or the next week, right? Arlo's been at it for a long time, and he's still working on it, right? And he can play anything. This is an instrument. It is your lifelong instrument. Absolutely. It's like piano. It's never gonna just give up on the idea. It's got to fight you. And this one, I find this instrument more fun to be working on. I just find it more enjoyable than piano, but I find it every bit as difficult. I find it really, really fights you a little bit. And it's that fight that's worth doing it. I think if it was easy, we wouldn't be doing it. So, all right, Pauline, Nancy, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Have a wonderful evening, and I'm looking forward to tomorrow for our big concert. I will shave for that. Okay, I'll look much prettier tomorrow. Have a good night.